now she's coming back. She's got a Netflix special. That's the right response.
Yeah.
She's got a Netflix special. And here's the capper. On the promo, and apparently there's now articles out about from people who have seen the preview, she plays the victim. And she says, poor me. And she actually has the nerve to say that she was run out of Hollywood. This person...
With $100 million in her pocket. Look at Oprah, how hard it is for her.
Oh, she's got, like 10 houses, Ellen DeGeneres?
Michelle Obama, look how hard it is for women in America. They're hurting.
I got kicked out of show business. Be kind girl wasn't kind. That was the headline. Here's the problem. I'm a comedian who got a talk show, and I ended the show every day by saying, be kind to one another. Had I ended my show by saying, go yourselves.
I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too was trying to tell you about. But they hate the monster for how it and I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster.
You always sense something fake about Ellen's Be Kind motto and Oprah's flawless reputation. The forced smiles, the charity stunts, all too perfect. When Ellen's empire finally cracked, she didn't apologize. She played the victim from her $450 million comfort zone. Oprah, when caught in her own storm, vanished into silence. But now, Rob Schneider and Dave Chappelle are exposing the truth. Why these so-called icons of kindness are terrified that their carefully built lies are collapsing for the entire world to see.
I think everyone, I will say, like, the resentment, I think everyone should have a chance for reconciliation. I don't think Jesus exempted anybody. And so I do, while it does, because I have been allowed back in, but I don't hold any grievance and resentment. It's very important. And I would just say for Ellen, the resentment, you have to get over resentment to whatever addiction or addictive qualities happen. To get over it, you have to deal with resentment and address it. And then otherwise you're going to fall back into the same pattern. And I think also to admit your mistakes.
Of all people on earth to be feeling sorry for herself, Ellen DeGeneres should not be on the list.
She should at least, but make a real apology and do it.
There's no apology. It's just woe is me. I was run out of Hollywood as she speaks from this grandiose stage on Netflix. Hello, you haven't been canceled if you are doing a Netflix special. She got $20 million for the one before this. I'm sure she's fine.
I'm sure she's fine. It is, Ellen is a comedian and all comedians, and I get it, and I have to fight this, and it is true. You never forget that even though she has $450 million, I really do, and I mean this sincerely, the fact that she had to hold back that she was a lesbian for years, and ABC told me you couldn't come out. I mean, that frustration would create an anger and a resentment that I think is understandable for people. That doesn't equate or doesn't justify any meanness or any ugliness. But I was with her, and when she was a stand-up comedian, and when they made her star in a movie where she had to kiss another guy and do this movie, which obviously wasn't being able to play herself. And I do remember being with her and feeling that resentment and going, wow, that's a much tougher road than I've had to go through. Mm-hmm. And so
But I know, the same society bestowed riches beyond the wildest imagination upon this woman.
But when you don't get over your grievances and you let it fester and resent and take it out on people, and then I think that's something that has to be, there really does have to be a coming to Jesus moment where you have to, literally or figuratively, where you can just get over this stuff and then start over and say, yeah, I was whether you want to use the C word or the B word, and admit that and move on.
Rob just died. Ellen's downfall wasn't a single scandal. It was years of deceit finally surfacing. The Dakota Johnson interview wasn't random. It was the moment the truth slipped out live on air. Behind the laughter were strict rules. Staff couldn't even make eye contact with her. Stories of toxic behavior and mass firings poured out. Instead of owning it, Ellen used the oldest Hollywood trick, play the victim. But this time, no one bought it. Her smiling mask shattered, revealing the truth underneath.
Why'd you walk away from $50 million?
I wasn't walking away from the money. I was walking away from the circumstances with the newfound plateau.
Yeah.
It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14. I've heard the stories, seen these kinds of things play out in front of me. I mean, you see it before. Look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah.
It's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress because, when you're a guy that generates money,
Yeah.
people have a vested interest in control.
Rob Schneider nailed it. Ellen's cruelty came from decades of resentment she never healed from. And once she gained power, she turned that pain on everyone around her. She could have grown. She didn't. Instead, she built a brand of fake compassion while punishing anyone who challenged her. Even today, from her mansions and millions, she cries victim. But this isn't pain, it's strategy. She learned that sympathy sells better than honesty. And now the world's realizing her kindness was her greatest illusion. While Ellen played the victim, Dave Chappelle refused to play the game at all.
You're not supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that nobody else in this business has the balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am publicly flogging a network. And I know that this network, they watching me and they saying, why are you doing this so publicly? Doesn't feel good to be flogged publicly. Oh, believe me, I know. I know exactly how that feels. When I quit my show, they said I was crazy. What was crazy about it? I just didn't want to do it anymore. They said I smoked crack. That's impossible. I was a devout Muslim. I didn't smoke or drink. But I do now because you ruined my life.
But for me, this moment transcends Michael Jackson. It is much bigger than any one person. Oprah, even though we're on a cruise, is watching all the newses and reading all the newspapers. And she said, something's happened to Michael. I don't think it's good. And it scared me because in 1998, I think that was the year, I was in another hotel room. Gail was in, and Gail called and said, something's happened to Princess Diana. I don't think it's good. So when I heard that, immediately I thought, oh my God, could it be? And so we were all stunned. And
did you ever consider going to either the memorial service or the funeral?
No, I did not consider going to the memorial service or the funeral because I did not consider myself to be a friend of his. And I didn't want to be one of those people showing up just because it's Michael Jackson. So no, I didn't, because I was not a friend. I was someone who had interviewed him and at the time really had a lot of compassion for him. Mm-hmm. And
those feelings about him changed over the years?
The feelings didn't change. In terms of my sense of compassion for him, what I felt was a sense of sadness. I never knew, what the truth was.